Peace and blessings, y'all. In this corner, boxing 24. Good afternoon. How's everyone doing today on this Memorial Day, the day that we celebrate our heroes, the real heroes that fought for the country. And shout out to all of the veterans, Vietnam War, Korean War, the World Wars, and yeah, they fought for the country. So on this Memorial Day, I just want to keep going with this because, the buzz right now, of course, is Bud and Errol Spence Jr., Bud Crawford. So, everybody got their opinion, everybody got how they see the fight going. And, I respect the Errol Spence fans, I respect the Bud Crawford fans. I like who I like, and that's my opinion. But I'll say, I watched Terrence Crawford on Milloindollarworthofgame with Gilly the Kid. And it was a good interview, man, because, Gilly the Kid, I like him, man. He cut through the chase. He cut through the BS. He give a person a call. So as they was on the show, and he started saying what he felt about Errol Spence fighting the best welterweights, because the argument has always been that Errol Spence fought the best, and Terrence Crawford ain't fighting nobody but Jeff Horn. So Errol Spence fought the best, which is not really the case. And then of course they always want to take away the Kell Brook fight from Bud and the Sean Porter fight. It's just crazy. So you're gonna tell me that Kell Brook was damaged? I'm gonna say this for the last time because I don't need to keep saying this. Triple G damaged Kell Brook's orbital bone, okay, on whatever it was, the left side or the right side. He damaged him, okay? He fought Errol Spence in less than a year. You couldn't tell me he was fully healed. He fought Errol Spence in less than a year and damaged the other side. But Errol Spence gets all the credit, even though Kell Brook had moments in that fight. But Errol Spence gets the credit, even though he fought him in less than a year. Okay. So when Kell Brook fights Bud Crawford, he's on a 3-fight win streak. He's healthy. This is what he said. See, we could have our opinion. Now, if he said, oh man, I wasn't really healthy, I was on a win streak, but I really wasn't at my best, I just happened to be able to beat the fighters. If he had said anything close to that, then we could probably say, all right, maybe, just maybe he's not, the best, and Bud can't get all the credit, but he didn't say that. He said he was good. Part of my voice is a little hoarse because of a lot of, yelling and stuff like that yesterday. And not yelling in a negative way, but you know what I'm saying? Listening to music, stuff like that. Anyway, so Kell Brook didn't say that. So we don't want to give Bud credit for the win and the way he stopped him, because Errol Spence stopped him. But we don't talk about Triple G. We don't talk about the fact that he moved up to 154 to try to fight Triple G and then he came back down. See, we don't want to talk about that. Just always want to give one fighter the credit. We ain't doing that. We're going to deal with the facts. Okay? So when he was on with Gilly the Kid, and Gilly the Kid talked about how Errol Spence fought the best welterweights, Terrence Crawford said, well, based on what? Who? And then he mentioned, Gilly the Kid mentioned Danny Garcia. He said, Danny Garcia? He said, who did Danny Garcia beat? And he said, when he fought Sean Porter, what happened? He lost. When he fought Keith Thurman, what happened? He lost. When he fought Errol Spence, what happened? He lost. So how you put him as the best when every time he had a big fight, he lost? So Gilly the Kid called Danny Garcia. And he asked him, and Terrence Crawford is right there. Terrence Crawford said, what happened? And he said it. Yeah, I lost to Sean Porter. I lost to Errol Spence. And I lost to Keith Thurman. Now, you could say Keith Thurman and the Sean Porter fight was a close fight. Keith Thurman still won. Sean Porter was a close fight, still won. At the end of the day, he still got that L. There wasn't a robbery. Those fights wasn't robberies. But at the end of the day, you're saying he fought the best. So they both fought Kell Brook and Sean Porter. I believe if Bud would have fought Danny Garcia, he would have stopped him too. Late. I believe that. Or he would have hurt him. One or the other. Unlike what Spence did. Spence went the whole 12 rounds with him. Danny didn't really give him too much problem, but I think Bud is different. Bud would have really hurt him. He would have really went for that KO. So, again, we can have our opinion, man, but we always got to deal with the facts. Some guys want to, I say, leave me a comment, let me know how you feel. I respect that. Just don't get disrespectful with it, but just come with your opinion, and then we could just agree to disagree. That's all. You like your man, I like mine, I like whoever. But always deal with the facts, though, and that's just the facts, okay? Don't ever try to compare Yordenis Ugas to Terrence Crawford. Yordenis Ugas was a punching bag in that fight with Errol Spence, and they said they had a great game plan. And as soon as the first round started, and I saw him sitting right in front of Spence, I said, he's over. It's done. I knew Spence was going to damage him. He stood right in front of Spence and thought he was going to go punch for punch. How you going to go punch for punch with a dude with a punch output like that? And you don't even have no power like that. And you ain't got no defense. You cannot do that. So don't compare Ugas to Spence, to Bud, and say, oh, that's how it's going to happen. Same way he beat Ugas, he going to beat Bud. And actually, some people were saying that Ugas is better than Bud. Man, please. Because Ugas beat Bud how many years ago? In the amateurs? 20 years ago? Or maybe a little more than 15? Are you serious? You talking about that? Come on, man. Come on, stop. Bud will stop Ugas. Damage him, just like Spence did, maybe earlier. There's no doubt in my mind. With body shot. With a hook. He'll damage him, bro. So, just cut it out. Okay? Man, just be real with it. Bud is who he is, Spence is who he is. But Bud was undisputed at 140. And if you look at his 140 record, it was a very good run. Okay? He was undisputed. And just like if you look at Danny Garcia's run at 140, he was an animal. He fought everybody. Matisse, Amir Khan, Lamont Peterson. He was a beast at 140. But at 147, he was a good fighter. But he wasn't the beast that he was at 140. Just like at 154, he's not going to be a beast. I don't know why y'all thinking he's going to beat Lara, but I'll talk about that in another video. He's not going to beat Lara. There's no way. Lara's a straight boxer. But anyway, we're talking about Bud Crawford and Errol Spence and how he refuted Errol Spence fighting the best welterweights. It just didn't happen, bro. He fought who he fought, okay? And Bud fought who he fought. He came in the door. He beat Jeff Horn, who just beat Manny Pacquiao. Give him credit or not, but he beat Manny Pacquiao, and he beat him and took that WBO belt. Now, he also, Gilly the Kid, he also talked about Boots, and Gilly the Kid called Bozy Enos, his father and trainer. And then they went on a little back and forth, but Bozy did say, nah, man, listen, we wanted to fight. The reason they wanted to fight Errol Spence for the IBF is because they was ranked number one. Boots was never ranked number one in the WBO. It was always Virgil Ortiz. He was number two, I think, in 2021 or 2022. And then in 1 year, he was number 6. So it's one or the other. I know it's one or the other. Either 21, he was 6, or 22, he was 6. But he was one or the other. He was never number one. But they never said they didn't want to fight Bud. They just said that they was number one for that IBF, so they was trying to get that fight. But like Bozy said, to clear it all up, regardless to what we want to say, what his rank was, because he didn't take himself out of the WBO rankings. Okay, he said at the end of the day, you didn't have to fight David Avanesyan. You could have fought us. That's just shut that up. And that's just real. And I like Bud. But Bozy just told him straight up, like, you didn't have to fight Avanesyan. You could have fought us. And that's just the truth, okay? So, Gilly the Kid, he did the right thing. And all the back and forth, no, let me just call and let them talk about it. Boom. That was it. Bozy said what he said. Bud said what he said. Laughed it off. Keep it moving. I'm not saying Bud is afraid of Boots, but I don't think that's a fight he won. But again, that's another video. But I think he's going to do what he got to do with Errol Spence. All right? So peace and blessings, y'all. In this corner, boxing 24. Please subscribe to the page. Please get your friends, your family to subscribe to the page if you want some good boxing knowledge. I might not have the best channel, but I tell the truth. And if I'm wrong, you can let me know. But again, always deal with facts. I'm a boxing historian. I know people's records. I know who they fought. I know who that person fought. And that's how I give it up. I don't deal with makeup stuff and all of that like some of these other guys. Nah, I deal with the straight truth. Even if I like you, I'm going to say, man, you might not be so-and-so. You might not have this. You might not have that. Okay, I always just keep it real. And I'm going to end it with this. For those who keep trying to say that Bud got dropped by Mean Machine, Velasquez. If you watch that shot over, hit him with a right. Bud, he was affected by the punch, but it wasn't a punch that put him down. He hit him, he kind of kneeled, and then Velasquez pushed him down, okay? He wasn't going down from the punch, all right? So you got to watch it again. It wasn't a knockdown. That's why it wasn't called that. However, if it was a knockdown, the best have been knocked down, bro. Joe Louis was knocked down, wasn't he? Mike Tyson was knocked down. Floyd Mayweather was rocked and shocked by Shane Mosley and would have been out if he didn't grab him and get his composure. And Zab Judah dropped Floyd Mayweather in that fight in 2006. And his glove hit the canvas. That's a knockdown and it wasn't called. So anybody can get dropped, bro. That don't make you any less, okay? Please remember that, all right? Peace and blessings, y'all, in this corner boxing 24. Peace.